Here's what I know. Nutrition coaching is the absolute best job in the world, without a doubt, but it can get draining pretty fast if you don't protect yourself. And today I'm going to share with you three easy ways to start disliking nutrition coaching very quickly when you don't protect yourself and you don't look out for these things. And they're simple fixes, and they're things that people that are super passionate about helping people with their nutrition and their fitness find themselves doing because they care and they care a lot, and it gets them into trouble a lot of times. And that's the situation that I found myself in early in my nutrition coaching career. Took me a while to get out of. So I want to help you and share with you some strategies that can help you avoid that. Before we dive into this today, enrollment in the Dr. Mark Method is currently open. We got 3 spots left for our next program that's going to be starting next week. Enrollment's going to close on Thursday evening. So if you're interested in that at all, in the actual program, I'm going to drop it in the comments. You can check out the sales page here and see where the application is and go from there. There's what the actual program is, though. If you guys have any questions during today's chat at all, want to bounce some ideas off me, have anything specific to the content, things that maybe you're facing with clients, specific scenarios, lay it on me. I am all ears and happy to help. I also, I know there's a few of you tuning in. You want to hit that like button. You want to hit that chat. Let me know you're here, where you're tuning in from. That would be fantastic as well. And we'll get diving into things here. The first thing being, I just want to make sure that I can actually see your comments before we dive into stuff here. Here we go. There's three easy ways to dislike your nutrition coach. Here we go. The first one being, if you're passionate about this stuff, you get people, maybe you're not full-time coaching right now, but you're interested in coaching. Everyone around you knows you as the person, that can help them. You're digging into it, that type of stuff. Maybe the people are, DMing you. Maybe you had your own transformation. They're like, "Hey, what are you up to?" Or how did you do that? Like, I've always been interested in that. I'd love to take care of my health and improve my eating habits. Should I try this? Should I try that? You're very much the person that people look to and stuff. They're probably asking you this stuff already. It can be really difficult and frustrating to have those people constantly asking you things and never be able to convert them into paying clients. You constantly feel like you're helping. You constantly feel like if you try to broach the subject of what a paid coaching relationship would look like, the person automatically ghosts you. Or even if you bring up the idea of what coaching would look like in a formal capacity, they just disappear. That can be extremely frustrating and debilitating, and a lot of times it keeps people and coaches that would be fantastic coaches, it keeps them stuck. So you need some strategies in place to be able to overcome this and to be able to convert people that would be amazing clients that maybe just don't see the value in it yet, that don't really know how to compare what coaching is and the personalization, the accountability, the support, versus something that's like a standalone program, that's an ebook, that's like not that doesn't have all the same doesn't it doesn't have all the same capacities or attributes and that type of stuff. We need things in place to be able to explain that stuff. We also need to be able to have conversations that lead people down the path to seeing the value in coaching and taking them to a place where, especially when our first 5, 10, 15 paying clients are going to be people from our social circle, we need strategies to take them from curious and turn them into paying clients. And sometimes it's just as easy as having a conversation around, well, has anyone ever supported you through that, and getting to the core of what they're trying to accomplish, and leading them down the path of showing them that we're the person that can help them with a specific result and what coaching would look like. And when you can do that, it's pretty easy to navigate. It's all not all that tough. So that'd be the first thing, is that, like, you're kind of just stuck in this maybe land of people seem curious and interested. They're asking you questions, but you can never really convert them into paying clients. This can also have a lot to do with your main offer. People don't really know like what coaching looks like and what the process is like and what it entails. Maybe you've talked about the details of what it could look like, but at the same time, you've never really formally made an offer to them with what they need to do certain things by. That's the biggest thing. And I talk about this all the time is that like people need to make stuff a priority, but that's up to you to train them to sign up for coaching as a priority, right? It can't just be this open ended thing, especially in the online space where they can sign up whenever they want. Because if they have that capacity to sign up whenever they want, they will take as much time as they have, right? So we put deadlines in place. I always joke there's a reason why you need to set a deadline for someone to RSVP to your wedding, which is the most important day of your life, right? They won't unless they know when they have to do it by, right? Like it's crazy. It's like the most important day of your life, and people won't tell you if they're going to come or not, unless you set a deadline. So you need to have a clear offer in place around like what coaching is, what it looks like, how much it costs, that you have a spot for someone until a certain period of time, which will then go away. And what are the consequences when it'll go away? Will they ever be able to get it again? What else goes away? Is there something else that you add in as a bonus that would give them that kind of like, FOMO around missing out on the opportunity? These are all things that will help us convert people into paying clients. The second thing that will make you really start to dislike nutrition coaching fast is that if you cannot help clients create results. A lot of the times, nutrition coaching is absolutely a results-based business. Everyone feels like at times that, like, of course, we need to educate people and we need to give them the right knowledge and that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, your ability to create results is what's going to allow you to grow a business. And that usually comes down to number one, knowing what the client wants to accomplish and not trying to sway them into something that they don't want to do, because that happens a lot. We think we know best when really we don't. These people are they're adults that know their own bodies, that want certain things, and it's our job to help them get there within reason, obviously. But that is the intent of this stuff, as well as we're the expert in the situation. So, of course, um, a lot of people do want to be told what to do. The coaching world and the coaching sphere has told us so much that we have to be so client centered and take so much of their feedback into perspective and what they want, that a lot of times it makes you treat clients so differently in terms of how you approach and apply what you know, that there's no real consistency. There's nothing, a system that you can rely on and do things similarly between clients, right? And so what that ends up looking like is that there's no repeatability. You never do things the same way. You treat every client entirely differently. And this is not to say that every client's the same, because they're not. Every client, you take two clients, each of them are going to be different, without a doubt. No two clients are going to be the same, but many clients tend to be very similar in terms of the things that they're struggling with, the things that they need to improve within their nutrition, the trends that you see. So when you can create a system around identifying those patterns and starting to put actionable stuff in place to overcome them, you get some repeatability in your business. And that allows you to get phenomenal results that you can talk about, results that you can use to attract more paying clients, all of that stuff. It's super, super powerful. So those are the first two. You're stuck in maybe land. You can't convert people. People are interested, but they're not paying you. They're staying in your DMs. That never goes past that. Your capacity to help them always stays limited because people that pay attention. So you stay there, as well as like, oh man, if you can't deliver on results because you're never doing things similarly between clients, those are the two of the biggest things that'll just drive you crazy in your nutrition coaching business and lead to some burnout, and you probably won't be able to hang around. We're going to talk about the number one thing that causes burnout within coaches, that also scares and drives many very talented, passionate coaches out in 1 second. But keep in mind, number one, if you're finding any of this stuff useful, hit that like button. If you're watching the replay and you have a question, I will address them later. So drop me a question in the comments. I'm happy to answer those and dive into those, as well as if you're hearing this stuff and you're like, this is some of the stuff I struggle with. Maybe I have a nutrition certification, but I could use some mentorship and support to navigate these situations to make the most of my coaching. check out our program. Like, you got to check it out. This is exactly what it was designed for, is to get you actually coaching people, building a business, working through those things, all within the intent of nutrition coaches. That's the only people that sign up for this stuff, is people that want to start and grow nutrition coaching businesses. That's what the Dr. Mark method was designed for. Check us out. Enrollment will close on Thursday evening. But the last point here that will make you dislike your business very, very quickly, the thing that's afforded you so much flexibility and financial growth, the thing that's, added to your life in so many ways, it'll drive you crazy if you don't have clear boundaries around how you communicate with clients, when you do that stuff, how much you give. This is the thing that I see drive so many coaches out. The number one thing being, okay, so talk about boundaries and coaches that really, really care. You cannot care more about this process than your clients do. You cannot care more about your clients' results than they do. That will not serve anyone. It'll make it so that they become dependent on you for appeasing them, and maybe the times that they don't necessarily do the things they need to do, as well as the work they need to be doing. They're going to start depending on you for that kind of stuff. It comes down to our language a lot of times, like, here's what we're going to do, or this is what we should focus on. When in reality, it's like, no, this is what you should do. This is what I'm identifying as the expert that you need to focus on. And then laying out a plan to get there and getting them to buy into whatever the action steps are. But at the same time, making it super clear that the effort and the intent is on them, and they need to be focusing on those things. So that would be one of the ones. You can't care more about this process than your clients do, because it'll never work. So many coaches do it because they really, really care. They care so much about the process that they want to do more. They want to over deliver, which is completely fair. I know why they do that. I've done it at times. There's countless examples of where I've overextended myself with clients, and it just ended up backfiring. Those clients ended up being, the worst ones, the ones that didn't take things seriously. They took the most effort and they're the most draining. You didn't get anywhere. And it all comes down to the way we set up these interactions with our clients. People treat us the way that we've trained them to treat us, right? This comes down to correspondence as well, in terms of, like, if you don't have a clear coaching system where you're communicating through one method, like, we teach everything through email correspondence, where we integrate video into the check-ins in a non-live capacity, right? It's very scalable. Our clients love it because it's, like, streamlined. They get everything they need, but they don't have to meet with us. They don't have to have things all over the place in an app and text message and direct message, all those things. But when you're doing this all over the place, you never stay organized. You're wondering where you talk to clients about this and that, where the information is. It's never effective. It takes way more time than it needs to. And you can never go full time in your business because you're spread too thin all over the place. Also, when you have no boundaries around when clients can contact you and how quickly you'll get back to them and that kind of stuff, it really creates that kind of, like, neediness around you giving them everything, right? It's like, oh, I'm about to head into a restaurant. I don't know what to eat. What do you think I should do? And it's like, well, you know, if I've given you enough of the tools and strategies to navigate that situation, you should be able to do it on your own. And in reality, like, it doesn't matter, right? If you have a larger system in place to be able to control for the checks and balances of what someone needs to do to get a result, those kind of things don't matter all that much, right? We just create that, like, neediness and dependence on our answers, and then we're on call 24/7. All the advantages and benefits of having a flexible job just completely go away because we didn't navigate that stuff effectively, right? So it all comes down to, like, setting clear boundaries, what communication would look like, when is the best place to ask questions, where would that be, where to find more information, how to get in contact with you, when that will come back. You need to set some expectations around this process so that you can do this, um, with all of your clients for a very long time and never burn out. It all comes down to, I mean, being able to have systems in place to convert clients. That was the first thing we talked about here. If you're just tuning in now, make sure to go back to the end and start to watch through the video again. We created some strategies around how to take those people that are curious about what we do and turn them into paying clients. We talked about, oh man, if you can't deliver on results, like, that will drive you crazy. So you need to do things similarly in most situations, as well as creating boundaries around, the coach and client interactions, how to conduct communication, what that would look like, um, and all of those things. Those are the three things that will it's really, it catches up to you really quickly when you don't have these things in place. But those are the three things that'll make you hate nutrition coaching, the best job in the entire world, very quickly. I hope you guys found that useful. If anyone's tuned in live and you have any questions about this, or even like a specific scenario that you might have, lay it on me. I'm happy to chat about it. I'd love to answer your questions. And again, if you're watching the replay, by all means, tune in that way as well. This is good information for you. You find it helpful, hit that like button. I know with these live videos, it does allow the video to go further. It gets pushed a little bit further. So that type of support would be extremely helpful. But do you have any questions, guys? Is there anything that comes to mind at all when we start to think about how to protect ourselves from these things, or a scenario that you guys have had? Anything along those lines? If there's not anything pressing right now, hey, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. Drop a comment if you found anything specifically useful, and make sure to check out the Dr. Mark Method program. Enrollment is going to close on Thursday evening. Outside of that, guys, have a great night. Hope you enjoyed the nighttime live, and we'll be chatting soon. Okay, take care.